Hello and welcome to another Bushwhacker review. Today we are going to be taking a look at Chase Elliott's Hooters Night Owl 40th Anniversary Chevy from 2023. As always, take a look at the box. Once again, you have the generic NASCAR 75th Anniversary box, NASCAR 75th Anniversary logo, 2023 Cup Series, Lionel Racing, and all that good stuff. Down the side, you got to render the car right there. Hendrick Motorsports, standard finish. Made a total of 1,800 of these things. Definitely a very popular paint scheme there. Same stuff on the back, Lionel Garage, NASCAR, and of course have your copyright and such on the bottom of the box. Here is the car itself. The beautiful new Night Owl paint scheme for this year for Hooters 40th anniversary. Josh Berry raced this at the Bristol Dirt Race this year, and then Chase Elliott started it in practice, promptly proceeded to wreck the thing, and then we got one of those stupid-ass Hendrick backup cars where, like, the entire car, top of the car is, like, all white with just the side as the paint scheme. I will say, this one didn't look terrible. It definitely did hurt the look of this beautiful car, but it's something, you know, Hooters with white and black honestly wasn't bad. If you want that diecast, they are making it as a raced version, because, you know, Chase Elliott has to get a race version every time he wipes his own ass, but at least this one has a decent reason to get it just because of the different paint scheme. Definitely has more of a reason to get a race version than that stupid, like last year where they offered like both his truck and cup car as race versions at Bristol Dirt, even though he finished like 7th and like 11th. That was stupid. But a lot of people are already hating on this Hooters one too, because I think a lot of people are done with all these pointless Chase Elliott race versions. But this one I'll at least give a little bit more of a reason to get made, just because it is the backup car, so it is a different paint scheme of sorts, but I don't know. I might get it just because I like Hooters, but I really don't know, because it is just kind of weird looking compared to how beautiful this car looks. I think Chase Elliott does still have this one more time this year. I think maybe Homestead or Bristol in the fall. So hopefully Chase Elliott will actually get to race this, because as of right now, this basically is either a Josh Berry diecast or a Chase Elliott practice diecast, depending on how you look at it. And before we get into the car, you're probably noticing something, and that would be right here. As you can see, the Cup Series logo and the 75th Anniversary logo are slanted. Now you're probably thinking, oh, you just got a bad one. Some of the decals are crooked on sometimes. That's no big deal. But that's not the case for this one. This one isn't just one rare example of, you know, a decal not being lined up. For some reason, they are all like that. Every finish, every scale, even the authentic with the blurry decals is like that. You can see it's the same on both sides. I don't know how in the world Lionel did that. I don't know if it was slightly misaligned in the artwork that Lionel got sent. But it looks very odd. You can see how crooked it is. That's kind of what I initially got this, and then I was like, aw, I got one that, you know, the decals are messed up. And then I, started looking at photos, and I was like, wait, they're all messed up. And then I looked at the other one at my dealer, and wait, that one's messed up too. Hold on. You can get the Color Chrome Elite, and it's messed up like this. I said, it makes me laugh the most that blurry decal authentic is even, you know, that even has it crooked. But that's worth pointing out. That's definitely a very odd Lionel mistake there. But anyways, let's get down to sponsors. On the hood, you have Hooters 40th Anniversary, Night Owl. I really don't like that. That is the one thing I don't like about this car, is the fact they put Night Owl. Do you remember a couple years ago with that black and orange paint scheme, it was nicknamed the Night Owl. But putting the nickname for the paint scheme on the paint scheme, I don't like that. It's like Logano's car on the decklet just saying scallops. That doesn't, no. I really don't like them putting the name. Or if they're going to put the name, put it just somewhere random, you know, on the back or something. Don't put it, you know, it's on the side, it's on the hood, it's all over the place. But I really that's something that bothers me. But that's the only downside of this car. This car is absolutely beautiful. The matte black with the bright neon orange and the bright neon, light blue color just looks beautiful. Anyways, back to sponsors. Got Chevrolet Camaro, ZL1, number 9, and Hendrick Motorsports. Down the side, you have Hooters Night Owl. Got Coca-Cola, UniFirst, and Lumar. So they are actually updating some of the Chase Elliott diecasts, adding Coca-Cola onto them. We were wondering how many diecasts are actually going to have Coca-Cola this year. Got Napa back there behind the rear wheel. Got Kelly Blue Book and Valvoline down there. On the B post, you have Chevrolet, Exalta, Cincinnati, Climb, Freightliner, Hooters, Mack Tools, and Siemens. That line wasn't really printed very nicely right there. That's kind of chipped up, even a little bit right there. As I said earlier, it does have the Cup Series logo and the 75th anniversary logo. It does have the gunmetal gray rims. For some reason, the Chevys are still really loose on the wheels. I don't know what it is, but like the Chevys have the loosest wheels. It's been the same way since last year. I don't know why that is, but that's the one thing I've noticed is for some reason the Chevy wheels are looser than Ford or Toyota. Anyways, on the back, you got Chevrolet Camaro ZL1, Valvoline number 9, and Follow Me to Hooters. On the deck lid, you have Napa Auto Parts. Oh, it's just a piece of... On the roof, you have Hooters. This is number 1,649. Higher number there. Got the same stuff down the other side as usual. Actually, looks like part of that thing that I thought was a chip back there on the other side is actually part of the design. Though that one still looks like it does have a little chip on it too. But that little triangle piece looks like it is just part of the design. Take a look under the hood if it wants to open. Which of course it does not. Because why would any of these hoods want to open? There we go. I don't know why these hoods are so weird to open nowadays. Anyways, you got a Chevy bow tie, Napa Auto Parts, Lumar, Hooters, Unifers, Kelly Blue Book, Wix filters. Those logos get pretty distorted on the edges of the hood there. That's funny. There's the engine detail if you want to see that. Obviously no deck lid. The roof flaps, of course, do open. And there's the inner side of the car if you want to see that. Just a really cool special paint scheme. Like I said earlier, just something about that matte black mixed with the bright neon orange and blue to break it up just looks beautiful. This is a great addition to the Night Owl paint scheme that he ran a couple years ago. I believe this one was also designed by Lefty, if I'm not mistaken. It is kind of funny that in NASCAR now we've had both a Hooters 20th anniversary paint scheme and a 40th anniversary paint scheme. If you remember back in 2003, Brett Bodine raced that silver Hooters 11 car. Had like the crest on the hood as a tribute to Alan Kawicki and the others that died in that plane crash. And it was, like I said, a metallic silver car with like the regular kind of classic Hooters paint scheme. I have that diecast too. But it's really cool that we can have, you know, that Hooters has been in the sport this long. I mean, they had some few gaps. I'm pretty sure they did run a 30th anniversary car too. It was like the Alan Kawicki paint scheme on a 30 Xfinity car driven by like, was it Miguel Paludo? I don't know, I'm pretty sure that did exist, but that didn't give me as a diecast or anything. I would have bought that, but the fact that Hooters has been in the sport for almost like, you know, 30 years, 40 years by now is amazing. Like I said, there has been gaps where they didn't sponsor a car for a few years there in the middle, kind of like after Brett Bodine all the way up until they just popped in for that Miguel Paludo race, if it was Miguel Paludo, and then disappeared for a few more years, then came back with Greg Biffle in the throwback race, the Alan Kawicki paint scheme, and then like the year after that is when they started sponsoring Chase Elliott, and they've just stayed sponsoring Chase Elliott since then. So those first few paint schemes were kind of lame, but they really did step up their game by now. Like I said, I did buy initially. I'm pretty sure I've probably reviewed it years ago. I don't even have that diecast anymore, but like that very first like 2017 Hooters car was hideous. But they definitely found their footing later because the last few have been amazing. The first Night Owl, the white one from last year was great. This one's fantastic. Can't wait to see what else they come up with. If you want this diecast as a brand new release, you can get it right now. This isn't going to get rare anytime fast because they made, you know, 1,800 of them. But being a really popular paint scheme and Chase Elliott, I would not be surprised if it gets a little rarer down the road. Even though they made a lot of them, being a popular driver like Chase Elliott. So, have to wait and see there. But it's definitely going to be around for a little while with how many they made of them. Remember, for all of your diecast needs, you can go to CircleBDiecast.com, and if you use the code BWhack, you can get $5 off shipping on any order over $30. So go check that out if you want anything. But I think that's pretty much all there is to say. This has been a review of Chase Elliott's Hooters 40th Anniversary Night Owl from 2023. Hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.